Hey guys, it's Will from Tested.
And it's Norm from Tested.
Norm, we both have Surfaces in front of us.
It is the most Microsoft this setup has ever been.
My iPad's still right here.
You throw that away.
No, I like
Surface
my iPad.
Pro.
Yes.
Surface Pro.
Yeah.
Look, here the hinge.
You have your stylus on. My stylus is in the box.
Look at that sound. And I even have a Microsoft Bluetooth mouse.
I'm using a Logitech.
With the Windows button. It's a new mouse from Microsoft.
Yeah, are we allowed to even talk about that yet?
Yeah, it's been
announced. Okay, it's out. Okay. Yes. So this is, we're here to talk about Windows 8.1.
That's why there's so much Microsoft stuff here.
because they've made a bunch of enhancements both to the mouse, mainly to the mouse and keyboard experience for traditional users. However, they've also done some touch stuff. So we have both options here. We can show, I mean, there's just a handful of things that have changed so far. Some of the big enhancements to stuff like mail and calendars haven't actually hit yet. But we installed the previews. We've both been using for a couple of days, and we'll kind of run through the high points.
So for people out there who have Windows 8 right now,
yes,
you can go to Microsoft.com.
I think even if you have Windows 7.
You can try 8.1.
Yeah.
But it's not something we would recommend you doing on a production machine. And by that, we mean your main computer.
Yeah, if it's something you use for day-to-day, don't put the preview on.
Yeah.
It's unclear whether you'll be able to upgrade directly from this build into the final build without wiping your machine starting from scratch.
Right, which you were not able to do, for example, with Windows 7 beta for Windows 7 Final without some tricky
You could. There was a little bit of trickery that you had to do.
You needed trickery. So if you can do the trickery, you can do that. But otherwise, if you have a system, for example, a Surface with Windows 8, it's very easy to get the 8.1 preview. Exactly.
You just go to preview.windows.com and follow the instructions there. So I guess let's just jump right into it. Let's cut over to the feed on my computer here. And let's talk about what's changed. Wow, this looks just like Windows 8 does.
That's your start screen.
So you'll note that this is the mouse and keyboard. I mean, this is the mouse. I have a mouse and keyboard hooked up, but until I move the mouse cursor, it looks like a touch interface, and I can swipe with my finger. There's no cursor. You can see the taps, I think, although that's not even popping up since we don't have that turned on. When I move the mouse and cursor, you'll notice the first thing is there's a little arrow that pops up down here. And when you go to that, then this is what you see. Yeah. This is the All Apps view. It is very analogous to the old school Start menu where you open it up and then have to scroll down in like Windows 2000 and Windows XP and to see all of the apps that are on the system.
So in Windows 8 proper, there's a view like this, but now it's easier to get to this view.
Yeah,
by just swiping up or swiping down.
To get to it, or by clicking on that arrow. To get to it in Windows 8 proper, I think you have to swipe up from the bottom and then tap something. Yeah. It's a little bit of a pain.
But this looks like a shortcut menu, just like a Start menu.
Yeah, and they even said that there's a greater density of apps here than there were on the old Windows XP Start menu.
What's neat about here is that you have it organized, I think, by alphabetical order, but you can also have it organized by the date installed or the most used, and most used probably is most akin to the Start menu.
Yeah, so the one thing that I will say is if you use the by name, it sticks with, I think it's still looking at a Start menu folder on your desktop, and applications, for example, like 1Password and Dropbox, are installing themselves into subfolders of that menu, and that's what's reflected here. So it's alphabetical by name for the stuff in the root, and then it's the Start menu items.
Now, can you set it so when you hit the Start button, it goes to this screen and not the live tiles?
You are supposed to be able to. I haven't been able to figure out how to do that yet.
You can. It is the best new menu.
Do you know how to do it?
Yes. If you go to your desktop, because a lot of Windows 8.1...
My desktop?
Desktop, Windows D.
Okay.
And you right-click the taskbar.
Right-clicking the taskbar.
Go to Properties.
Okay.
And then Navigation, the second tab.
Ooh.
This is you're going to be your friend. This menu here.
Oh, this has a lot of stuff I like.
Yeah. So, for example, in the Start Screen options, you can go straight to desktop when you start in.
I like that.
Let's go check that.
Okay.
You could, if you wanted to, because previously in the Start screen, your background was very limited.
It's like this. I like the Japanese one.
You like this one. And also, if you scroll to left and right now, it scrolls along with you. So you have
it's parallaxy.
A little bit of a parallax, a little illusion of
Is that what that means?
Kind of.
Did I use that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can actually have
I'm going to do that too. Let's see what that looks like.
So let's click Apply.
Oop, I got to hit Apply.
And
wow, that looks really bad.
Whatever background you want, well, you can choose a better background.
Okay.
And then the fourth one down is Show Apps View automatically when you go to Start, and that's what I would like. So if you apply that, you go to Start.
Oh my goodness!
There you go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
None of the live tiles, none of this. You just get your straight up start menu. If you start typing, then you're searching.
So now the downside of doing it this way, and I see it gives you the option to control this, but now if I type, like normally when you hit Windows key and type, then it just searches your apps. They've changed the way search works so that I think it prioritizes apps at the top of the list, but it also gives documents, files, and the internet at large when you hit Windows key and start typing. Is there anything else in here that we want to talk about?
I like the desktop. I mean, that's a sorting thing.
That's nice.
Yeah. So as opposed to just the Metro applications, you get your desktop ones first.
I don't have that many desktop apps installed.
Yeah. So if you use stuff like and it's good for example when there are applications that are both desktop and a Metro version.
Right. Of course. So I'm going to uncheck some of the stuff and
uncheck the fourth one for now because you're going to want to go back to the live tiles menu for the purposes of this.
I'm going to leave my desktop background there. One of the other things that's changed is you can use your desktop background on the lock screen, so you can customize the lock screen background. I'm going to go and show that right now, and I believe that you do that. Oh, I found that yesterday, and I don't remember what it is now.
Not only can you have your desktop background for your lock screen, you can have a rotating cycle of wallpapers.
You know what? It's in yes. You can. So you've been able to do that with Windows 8. I've done that for a long time. It's really nice. You just point it at a folder and basically say use all the images in this folder as wallpapers
for the lock screen.
So this one is going to be. There's a dumb picture. Set as lock screen. So that is now my lock screen picture.
Wonderful.
And, yeah.
When someone picks up your Surface Pro, they will not.
They're going to be scared, right?
Yeah.
I think that this is a really dumb feature, but it is very like I don't understand.
And you know what you
can
do? You can also then have your password be your 2 eyes.
Exactly. Glad that wasn't didn't show the last characters of my password. Okay, so we're back on the lock screen, the Windows screen, the start screen rather. I already feel like this is more my computer. They're not picking up color tones and stuff like that, like some other OSs we've used do. But I mean, I think it's fine.
So you still have your live tiles, and in addition to having your standard 2-tile with a smart tile, you also have many different sizes. You can resize down to a smaller one. Oh, there you go. That's just an icon.
I can make it medium?
I really don't see the point of having the super small one. I mean, it's one layer of personalization. Well, if you're going to use small ones,
with this view, yeah, it's less important. Some of these you can make really big, though. So large.
Yeah,
and that's great for things like photos. Of course, it's not showing my SkyDrive photos here. Let me go back out and I'll do the SkyDrive one and make it big. And of course, it doesn't get big. Awesome. Anyway, you were saying
when the tile is programmed for it in its large size, you will see even more of the live data. Also, when you're grouping your smart icons now, you can actually group them into what seems like folders and rename them. So if you go back to that start screen, and here's just lots of photos.
I don't know how to get out of. How do you go up one in this menu?
Just press the Windows button.
Oh, no, that takes me out.
Oh my goodness.
How do I get?
There you go, back button.
Oh, back button. Okay, there we go. Phew. I was trapped for a minute there. I'm going to save some. Oh, hell. This is the problem with Windows 8, right? I'm using a mouse and keyboard here, and it is not quite, but almost hopeless.
Yeah, I think you should give up on this task.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to try. I just wanted to download pictures to my computer, Norm. I just want photos in the Photos app. That's all I want. Okay, so what am I doing now?
Okay, you can change the name of these folders. So
yes. So you right-click, and then you go up here and you change this to main.
Most used or main or whatever you want. That's also something new in Windows 8.1. And then you can split up your categories. So, for example,
look at how customized this is. Yeah. Here we go again. I'm stuck.
Escape, enter, spacebar, Windows key.
That's every single time. That is my move. Let's try this one. This is stuff I'll never use outside demos.
Okay.
Okay, and then this one is, I don't know, what? Perfect.
That's very personalized. That says you.
This is the most personalized OS I've ever used. Can you still zoom out? I couldn't figure out how to do that.
You got to pinch out.
Pinch out. But I don't think you can do that with the mouse and keyboard, right?
It might be a.
It's probably like Control. Oh yeah, there it is. It's Control mouse wheel.
There you go.
Okay.
It's all accelerated. Of course, if you're in the start screen, you just start typing, you would start searching. And like you mentioned earlier, search has been improved. It does prioritize your apps, your most used apps.
Settings.
And settings. And then below that is actually search terms.
Let's see. I'm going to download Internet Explorer 8.
And
I think this is Internet. This is Bing now.
This is a customized search result page, full screen search result page using Bing. You didn't choose the most, I think, interesting of searches, but if you search something like a location...
What do you think is the most interesting of searches?
Search a location or a top 40 song.
Okay,
let's
go
band.
to...
Do like Daft Punk. Okay, or...
Daft Punk.
And there you go. You have a customized results page, at least in the middle. Right
so
there.
this is... So like I can play music, and it goes directly to
your
the Xbox Music app. Okay, you gotta stop that.
33
Copyright.
seconds.
Copyright. I'm gonna go back to search. You can see discography, stuff like that. They have a bunch of custom views for things that you might search regularly.
I like this.
Right?
I like Slot.
Do you think this is something you'll actually use in the real world?
I think it's something that keeps me in this touch interface, because those are big buttons for playing music, and then you have your Bing search, your Wikipedia. That's probably what you're going to be searching for.
Like this is one of the things that frustrates me about Windows 8 is sometimes it's just like it scrolls really, like depending on where the mouse cursor is, it scrolls really well or not at all. Like right there, I'm scrolling. You can hear the mouse wheel going like crazy. Nothing's happening because the mouse is in the wrong place. I mean, this is all simple UI stuff that shouldn't be a problem.
Your mouse cannot be over actually a search result. You need to be in the white space.
So then let's try another search result. Let's do one of the travel searches. Let's try. What is your favorite city in the world, Norman Chan?
Favorite city in the world is Wellington, New Zealand.
Wellington, New Zealand. Did you know that in Australia everything can kill you, and in New Zealand nothing can kill you?
I have heard that on the internet.
I heard that on the internet the other day.
And there you go. You have attractions. You have the weather immediately, and you have a map.
Is this in Celsius? 41. Things. Is it cold there now?
I think it is cold there now.
Let's go see.
Wow! It immediately launches into your weather app.
Wellington, New Zealand. It's Fahrenheit. It puts it in Fahrenheit. America. That's what I'm saying. Look at this. I don't even know where New Zealand. I barely even know where New Zealand is. But look, I can get Italian food there. So why wouldn't I want to go? Okay, let's go look at something else. One of the things that's been added, Internet Explorer 11 is of course here now. You can do full screen, a desktop version. That stuff is still kind of weirdly segregated in a way that makes sense, I guess, if you use it enough, but is confusing to me as someone who is not a regular Windows 8.1 user. But one of the things they've added is reading list, which is kind of like the reading list feature on Safari or Instapaper, Pocket, Read It Later, any of those kinds of services. It kind of
strips all the formatting, and so you just get to the core content of that page.
Yes. So if you want to read, say, a giant long article, but you don't have time to read it in one place, you're not always reading stuff in the same computer. I'm looking for something that looks like it's going to be long. Let's pick at this one because this is an interesting article.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, so this is this article. I get to the end of the second paragraph. I'm like, I don't have time to finish reading this now, but I want to save it, and bookmarks suck, so I'm going to share it with my reading list. I used the share charm. That was the third time I've used the share charm. You'd think it would be saved in the reading list right now, but it's not. I have to hit one more thing. I'm going to go back to the home screen. I'm going to open the reading list. Actually, it's just right there, so I'll just tap on it. And here it is.
So it's listed there, but it's not actually downloaded and synced locally?
It is not downloaded and synced locally. It is just a fancy bookmark, it seems like. I haven't been able to tell, and I had a hard time getting it to disconnect from Wi-Fi once I got it connected, so I was afraid to touch anything.
Wow, it's like delicious.
It's kind of delicious-y. I like that it saves a thumbnail.
All right.
I don't know what's getting the thumbnail from, though.
And right now you have this this pane. If you are familiar, if you're familiar with Windows 8, you can split between your applications, your Metro and your desktop applications, between a 320 pixel wide image or pane or the full window. You can actually adjust the size of that right now. So if you launch two different Metro apps, or with the
easy way to do it is with email. So, for example, I'm in an email pane, and frequently you get something that says, hey, you should go download this link, click this link, whatever. So we're going to go, And I'm just going to pick a link on YouTube.
Okay. It's topical. And it loads up, and you have this middle split right now. You should, let's pause the audio for that. You can,
Thanks, Obama.
You can still adjust left and right to your 320 pixel width, but you can actually have, there's more granular levels of splitting, of multitasking.
And you can have actually more windows open. So if I, say, want to find out, get my search window open again.
Oh my goodness.
And
previously this was a power tool add-on.
Yeah, this was something, I think they beta tested this as a power tool. Everything, all the apps, the minimum app width has changed now. This is a big change. Because previously it was this 320 pixel wide version was the minimum size that you had to have, which is that right there. That is now optional. Not every app has to support that, but everybody has to support a 500 pixel wide, which seems like it's that one if I had to guess. So everybody, all Metro/Modern, whatever they're calling it today, apps are 500 pixels wide minimum, 320 pixels wide is an optional size, and then you can scale up anywhere beyond 500 pixels. So they use a responsive style design to give you something that theoretically looks okay in multiple, oh, good God.
And now you've made it full screen.
I made a mistake. Okay, so
Bam.
There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so I have YouTube, I have mail on one side, I have the weather on the other. None of this makes sense together. I'm going to open that web browser again.
There you go.
Nope, that's search results. Okay. This is what you can do. The wider your resolution of your monitor, the more panes you can have open at a time, up to I think 4 or 5 on a 2560 by 1600.
It's a good thing for people using bigger monitors on a desktop.
I mean, this is very clearly one of the they're trying to get people who are using big monitors on desktops to use the modern stuff, and this is how they're going about it.
And because we're showing this demo on the Surface Pro, which has a resolution of 1920 by 1080, most 24-inch monitors also have the same resolution. So this is a good approximation of the pixel density and the DPI.
That's not correct, because we had to scale the resolution down in order to capture.
So you actually see more data.
16 by 9 right now, I think.
You'll see more data on a 1920 by 1080 screen.
They've added some camera stuff, which I'm going to try to demo. We've had problems with this crashing.
I have a backup here.
Yeah, maybe cut over to Norm's camera, because it looks like it's bombed out again. But one of the things that they've done is in the camera app now, they've added a bunch of kind of filtery stuff, Instagram style, but they've also added a really cool panorama feature. Is this live? Yeah. So that you can shoot panoramas using the photosynth technology.
I'm trying to get this. Block my face.
Are you? I don't think that's. You here. Let me hold it up.
No, I got it.
Your head's so small, Norm.
I got it.
Look at the camera. Look into the camera. That's perfect. That's a frame grab right. Up a little bit. There we go. Content. So you can do panoramas using photosynth stuff. So if you tap that button on the left side of the screen.
Okay.
Nope, that's the right side. There you go.
It's a panoramic icon, and it'll show you.
Yeah, there you go. So you can make the panorama just by kind of flipping the camera around very quickly. It doesn't require kind of the high speed. You have to tap to take the images, I think.
It automatically takes it.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be at least smart. I'm not holding it very steady enough, but the idea it works. You can create a panoramic, and then I'm just gonna delete that one. Do not like that one.
You have a demo that you have shot already.
Kind of. This is also poorly made panoramic.
That is a really terrible panorama right there. But it worked okay. We tried it on some other stuff yesterday.
No, do not set as lock screen.
Yeah, make that your lock screen.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. Let's see, what else do we have here? Updated search we talked about. Skype. You can Skype from the lock screen. So if you cut back over to me, Joey, I'm going to log out. I'm going to get Norm to send me a Skype call.
All right. Should I do that on...
It's 12:35 on Friday, June 28th, by the way, in case you didn't know.
And Skype is actually going to replace the Messenger service in the final version of Windows 8.1 because Microsoft owns Skype, and that's just more people use Skype than use Messenger.
Oh, wow, I didn't know you could do that. That's cool. So I went to the camera. Oop, I don't know how to get off of the camera now. Oh, there we go.
I have so many Skype accounts.
Yeah, me too. I don't know which Skype account this is, actually, when I think about it. I'm going to go look and see. And then everyone will know my Skype account, making it unusable. This is a terrible idea. It is the one that we used to use for TF2, Norm. So I'm going to log back out. Logging out. I'm logged out. Apparently you can swipe down from the top of this screen and get camera app. We don't like people taking pictures with their tablets.
No.
It is a bad idea. The camera on the Surface Pros especially is bad. Like, just don't do that. But sometimes you're in a situation where the baby or the dog's doing something incredibly cute and your phone is not on hand. So, you know, oh hey, I got a call from Norm.
You're getting a call. You know what? This failed. Don't show them using the iPhone. I'm using the Surface right now to give you a call.
I think I just hung up the call.
Oh my goodness.
I did the wrong thing. Sorry. Try again.
I'm going to try again.
I have a little Skype icon down here. We should have probably tried this before we did this video.
No, it's going to work. I'm video calling right now.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Incoming call from me. Tap it. Tap the call.
I'm tapping.
Drag it. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. Just. No.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Oops.
Why won't you answer my call?
I don't want to talk to you. Keep calling. Wait, there we go. I had to log in.
So many missed calls.
I'm going to call Norm now. Hey, Norm.
Skype works in Windows 8.1, and the call was hung up. All right. Again,
Well,
this software is still in preview, in beta. It's not final yet.
Don't apologize for this. Skype is a 10-year-old piece of software. That should have worked.
The integration with
Except for we're idiots, I guess. So.
Mail and calendar are going to be updated in 8.1, but for the purposes of this preview, they are not.
It is not available.
Yeah.
Let's see other stuff that's changed. They've added a handful of new apps that are kind of neat. They're more kind of showcases, I think, than stuff you'll actually use. But where did I put my food and wine app? I'll just grab it from the bottom. Hey, did you know the meth is flooding the border crossing?
It's a hell of a drug.
Food and drink. So this app they use to demonstrate one of the new hands-free modes for changing pages and stuff like that. This is Bing's food and drink app. I assume that you can search for, let's search for, let's see, what do you want to make? Pork barbecue recipe.
All right.
Okay, pulled pork recipes, pork barbecue. This one looks good. We'll go to the Food Network because who doesn't trust Bobby Flay?
Oh, you're back in Internet Explorer.
Okay, so I'm going to share this. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, we're just going to go to food and drink.
Yeah, do your food and drink. A lot of people use their tablets for the kitchen.
I do.
I do too. Also, I search something on the iPad. Put it, use the smart cover, prop it up as a stand,
yeah.
and then as I
just lay it
have
on
a ton of olive oil or flour on my hands, it's tough to use your pinky to touch the screen. And
you know what I do for that?
What do you do for that?
The tip of your nose.
That's gross.
Why?
Because
why is the tip of your nose gross?
Because it's also greasy and
you just reach down here and work the iPad.
Yeah, so
just
pick a recipe. Just why don't you pick that one of those.
You want the lemon curd
right
crepes with lemon curd and blueberry compote.
That looks good.
I tapped it. This looks like a good recipe. It looks like the kind of thing I want to make.
All the ingredients.
Down in the middle here it says, oh, and you can of course scroll from side to side. But I don't want to touch the screen when I have all sorts of grease and stuff on my hands.
No, not when you have 1 tablespoon of granulated lemon zest.
So I'm going to use the hands-free mode and use the webcam and microphone. And you can't see this. I'm just waving my hand in front of the computer. Waving. It's not working.
Is there a light there?
The light is on. I think maybe the camera crashed when we were doing that. You're touching it. You touch it with your finger. That is cheating. You touch it with your finger again. This worked the other day too. What, you think my hand's not good enough? This is
2 hands.
Oh,
no.
Maybe it doesn't like the studio lights.
Oh my goodness.
This is
my hands are not there.
This is terrible. It worked. It worked yesterday. You watched it work yesterday.
It did work. I'm not sure why it's not working now.
I mean, sometimes stuff doesn't work because of the studio lights. It needs a Connect or something. It did it once. Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. This
All
is
right.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
You'll
do we
never
have?
know what the third step is to creating a delicious crepe
It's terrible.
with blueberry.
Terrible. There's some other Bing apps. They're adding a lot of apps that you may or may not use. I am stoked that finally there's a calculator app and an alarm app. So
praise be with Balmer.
Let's see, 6,005 divided by 33.3 is equal to, yeah. Okay, it checks out. There's scientific, and it has conversions too, which is kind of nice. These are all things that should have been in a long time ago. The alarm is kind of cool, I thought. Yes, why not? Norm, what time are you going to get up tomorrow morning? It's Saturday. We have an event in the afternoon, as I recall.
6:30 in the morning.
Every day, 6:30?
Every day, 6:30.
This is a real future-y clock. 6:30 a.m.
It's not skeuomorphic at all.
It is the exact opposite of skeuomorphic. And I can choose a number of different sounds. I like that it has the warning, notifications will only fire if the PC is awake. So that means it doesn't wake up the sleeping PC to wake you up, making the alarm a little bit useless.
Now, what I also like is, we demoed this earlier, when you were in reading lists, for example, and it opened Internet Explorer based on your bookmark, it opened it in the snap window,
yes,
and not as a full screen.
This is one of the good things about it. This makes the mail client actually kind of usable again.
Yeah, so when Metro apps, modern apps, launch other modern apps, for example, when Mail here launches Internet Explorer, it actually launches it not as a replacement for the full screen, but also as its own separate pane.
The same thing happens when you open an attachment, which is pretty good.
So if you open something new now, it'll actually give you an option as opposed to opening in the full screen. Open something like video.
I don't think I have any videos on here.
It doesn't matter. It's just launching an app. It'll actually let you choose which pane you want to launch it in, as opposed to automatically taking up the full screen.
Oh, that was a mistake. That wasn't what I wanted. Whoop.
And there you go.
Well, okay, it's not. There we go. Mission accomplished. I think that's
a lot
it.
of stuff.
That's the high point.
That's a lot of stuff in the start screen area. If you go to the desktop,
yeah, there's a big thing we've missed entirely.
The big elephant in the room, and there's actually also in the start screen, is that there is a start button.
So here's the problem with the start button. It's good on the desktop because it gives people, it says, hey, if you want to get out of this screen, you should click on me. I don't think that this is where the problem was with the lack of a start button on Windows 8. I think the problem with the lack of a start button on Windows 8 is when you open something, for example, let's say an image. Wait, I gotta go to SkyDrive to get pictures. I'm opening a picture, it goes into this view, and then this is where many people that I know have gotten stuck. Like if you don't know to hit the Windows button on the front of the tablet.
That's the face they make.
Yeah, they're grumpy babies.
But if you go down to the bottom left-hand corner, here.
With my cursor?
With your cursor.
Oh, wait, there it is.
You see the start button again.
So you still have to know to get to the bottom left-hand cursor. This is one of those situations that I feel like it should do the thing that it does with the all apps arrow on the start menu, on the start screen, or the back button, is that when it detects that you have a mouse on, it should just show that all the time.
Yeah, let's click the start, and if you right-click that start button, you still get the most useful menu in all of Windows 8. And
I think in all of Windows, frankly.
This right-clicking the start menu, start button, and you can actually shut down from this window now.
Thank
Previously,
goodness.
you cannot. Let's not exactly shut down.
Oh, come on. I want to try it and see if it works.
For this demo.
Okay.
SkyDrive is slightly improved. There's options now to save everything to SkyDrive.
Yes. The thing that I'm realizing about this, though, is that you really have to get used to... Oh, hey, Joey. You have to get used to using this share charm. It's really the only way to get stuff out of things. And it's weird that this is a photo, it's on SkyDrive. Why can't I share a photo on SkyDrive with the Photos app?
You have to kind of send it and...
I think I'd have to email it to myself in order, which is the whole point of these sharing contracts, what we're supposed to get rid of.
The store also has automatic updates now for the Metro apps.
There's no little number up there. Actually, the store's been redesigned. I don't know if it wasn't working yesterday when I tried it. What they showed at Build the other day looked nice. Yeah, this is good. So they have an interesting mix of programmed content. This first pane over here on the left where the Nook ad is right now is basically programmed by Microsoft. It's stuff that they want to highlight that they think is good, or that I suppose people have probably paid for placement in. And then there's a bunch of smart selections based on stuff you've bought. Now this tearing thing I'm seeing on a fair number of Windows 8.1 apps. I didn't use the tablet enough to know if it did this with Windows 8, but it's kind of a new, unfortunate addition to Windows 8 if it's the case. Are you seeing that on the
No, not really.
feed?
Yeah.
It's happened with and without the capture device hooked up, so it's kind of a bummer.
And also they announce
Facebook.
A Facebook Touch app, which should just be on your start screen.
It's not on yet, I don't think.
Well, I got it.
Oh, you got it? I don't have the Facebooks.
Oh, I don't know why you don't have the Facebooks. Let's quickly throw it over to me again.
How did you? Yeah, why do I not have the Facebooks?
I got Facebook Touch.
Oh, man. Is it Facebook Touch? Is that what it's called?
And you have your chat bar on the side and your feed right here and your Facebook button right there, which is all washed out, but it's a full screen Facebook
Is it something you would use? Is it good?
I don't know.
A ringing endorsement from Norman Chan. I like that they finally give a list of top and paid apps, free and paid apps. I think that stuff was there before, but you had to kind of dig for it.
For desktop users, there's better multi-monitor support and also better resolution DPI support for your fonts.
That's the big enhancement to them. The multi-monitor support you could get previously with things like Ultramon and desktop monitor and multi-monitor and tools and stuff like that. You couldn't get the ability to run different monitors at different DPIs, and while I don't think the solution they have is perfect, it's definitely better than anyone else is doing.
So if you right-click and go to your personalized menu, and then
I think it's
display on the bottom.
Display on the bottom. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so you can set this independently for each monitor, which is the big change.
And then if you click the uncheck the let me choose scaling, it actually now is a smaller, larger. It's easier for people to understand.
I'm not going to change that because it will really mess up our capture stuff. And then I think that's kind of it.
That's it. We anticipate it to be a free update for Windows 8 users. I think this is stuff that we really wanted to see in Windows 8. Now it's an 8.1 Blue. It kind of is like the first big service pack.
Yeah, it should definitely be free. It's unclear whether they're going to be updating this preview version. I can't remember if they did with Windows 8, the Windows 8 preview. I feel like they did big bumps along the way, but nothing major. And then I would expect to see this in time, definitely in time for new PCs this fall. At Build at the keynote, Ballmer made a big point of saying there are going to be a lot more touch-capable devices this year. I looked at a ton of laptops that came out of Computex that had touchscreens that were in the Ultrabook category, so they weren't like weird convertible tablets. They were just normal laptops that happened to have touchscreens, which, like, after using this for a few days, I really can kind of see the value of having a real computer with a touchscreen, not a tablet that's kind of eh.
And we'll be doing ongoing testing about battery life with Windows 8.1, because battery life is...
It's going to be bad with the preview. I mean, we know it's going to be bad with the preview.
We'll have to see.
But I guess that's it for Windows 8.1, the preview edition. We will be back with more Windows 8.1 coverage and all sorts of other stuff on tested.com and on YouTube. See you guys then.
Bye.